prophets beheld,
as the prophets beheld,
as the apostles taught,
as the apostles taught,
as the church received,
as the church received,
as the teachers dogmatized,
as the teachers dogmatized,
as the universe agreed,
as the universe agreed,
as grace has shone forth,
as grace has shone forth,
as truth revealed,
as truth revealed,
as falsehood has been dissolved,
as falsehood has been dissolved,
as wisdom presented,
as wisdom presented,
as Christ awarded.
as Christ awarded.
Thus we declare,
Thus we declare,
thus we assert,
thus we assert,
thus we preach,
thus we preach,
Christ our true God,
Christ our true God,
and honor his saints
and honor his saints,
in words,
in words,
in writing,
in writings,
in thoughts,
in thoughts,
in
in
sacrifices,
sacrifices,
in churches,
in churches,
in holy icons.
in holy icons.
On the one hand, worshiping and reverencing
On the one hand, worshiping and reverencing
Christ as God and Lord,
Christ as God and Lord,
and on the other, honoring the saints
and on the other, honoring the saints
as true servants of the same Lord of all,
as true servants of the same Lord of all,
and offering them proper veneration.
and offering them proper veneration.
This is the faith of the apostles.
This is the faith of the apostles.
This is the faith of the fathers.
This is the faith of the fathers.
This is the faith of the Orthodox.
This is the faith of the Orthodox.
This is the faith that has established the universe.
This is the faith that has established the universe.
Therefore, with brotherly and filial love, we praise thee. Brothers and sisters, all of you are here today because Christ has called you. But many are here today because Christ called you through someone else. You were not born into Holy Orthodoxy. You were not raised in the church. You didn't find this parish just by looking online or reading about it in books. You came because someone invited you. I met Josh. I said, come. Josh came and invited others. Leo came and was invited back. Leo invited others. And so the church grows and flourishes with one invitation at a time. Come and see. It's what Philip says to Nathanael today. He does not say come and debate. He doesn't say come and question. He doesn't say come and feel better about yourself. He just says come and see. Come and see. I have found the Messiah. But all of us, brothers and sisters, need to remember this call. Not just our duty to call others, but the fact that we have been called as well. Because all of us were found sitting under our own fig tree. Not a literal fig tree, at least I don't think any of you were called from under a literal fig tree. But the kind of fig tree that covers our shame. The shame that our soul feels from being so broken, so sinful, so far away from God. Many of you who have come as of late have expressed this sense of feeling ashamed. I can't believe that I have done the things that I have done. St. Augustine tells us that those first sinners, Adam and Eve, made for themselves aprons to cover what he calls their shameful parts. But they made aprons, says the scriptures, out of fig leaves. And so St. Augustine goes on to say, because they made themselves aprons out of fig leaves, what else could this gospel mean? When Jesus said, I saw you when you were under the fig tree. What else could it mean but that the Lord calls him out from underneath his sin? You know from the Bible that Jesus didn't come to call the righteous. You know from the Bible that it's not the healthy who need a doctor. But the Lord came to call the sick. The Lord came to call sinners. That's why we are here. He called me, and He called you. And He called us from the very midst of our sinful lives. And that's why Great and Holy Lent begins here. Because each year, Great and Holy Lent is a microcosm of our entire life. The goal is that when Jesus calls us out from underneath our fig tree, whatever that might be, that we don't stay put, but that we grow and we mature. And the further we walk with Christ, the further in the distance is that fig tree. And God willing, we get to a point where we can't see it at all anymore because we are so far removed from our former way of life. Drinking and smoking and alcohol and pornography and fornication and cheating and lying and stealing and despondency, whatever it might be. Great Lent gives us 6 weeks to practice for our entire life. That's why Lent begins here. It's also why Lent begins on this day with what we in the church call the triumph of Holy Orthodoxy. The day when we remember that Orthodoxy as the only true faith has triumphed in the world. That even when heretics and apostates tried to destroy our icons, it has triumphed. But it's not about the win at ecumenical councils. It's not about looking down on others who are not part of the church. It's about Holy Orthodoxy, brothers and sisters, triumphing in you, in your life. Orthodoxy taking over your existence so that the person you were before is redeemed and forgiven, and the sinful person resting under the fig tree is no more. May Holy Orthodoxy triumph in the church, and in you and in me. You might wonder what the rest of Lent looks like. In the words of Philip, you have to come and see. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.